Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Four Lakes once again. This is the second time that we're looking at this map because once again, this was a very popular map in the previous custom map show match that we have played. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough new custom maps to play all 5 games on brand new maps. We played the first 3 in new maps in this best of, or actually not a best of 5, but a play all 5 show match between Szalami and Core. And we decided that since we have 3 brand new maps that we can take a look at, we can just utilize 2 from the previous set that we have played, and that is going to be 4 Lakes and Arena. We have already played Arena, so now here we are at 4 Lakes. Up north, spawning in the blue color is Szalami playing as the Rus, and down south, you're going to have a Core playing as the Abbasid Dynasty in red. An interesting civilization pick for this one, but also very intriguing because as you see, the Abbasid Dynasty do have cheaper docks, which allow them to colonize or just contest more lakes very, very easily. And of course, they also have the berries. So your early food eco is going to be spectacular over here. As you see, Core is moving towards those berries. He has taken his food and spent it on a house, lumber camp, mill, and a dock, which means that he's not going to be able to drop the House of Wisdom immediately. He won't even be able to drop a mining camp immediately, so he's going to focus on the berries and the wood. Now, if you're doing this, one thing that you have to be respectful towards is the fact that you have to go for some gold mining early, because your food eco is going to be great with the berries and the fish, so you need to start mining gold early, otherwise you're going to delay your feudalage time quite a bit. Meanwhile, on the other side, you got the dock up for Szalami already, and he's moving around with 1 scout taking down the hunts. Looking at Salami's POV, he's at 145 bounties, so not a terrible start for him. He has taken down 2 patches of hunts over here, 3, and there is still 1 more patch to take down. One of those patches was taken down by our red player Core, because as you see, Szalami is at 145, which is a sign that he has gotten 2 patches out of the 3, and it looks like he might be able to grab this 3rd one. Now, with some sheep and of course killing all this patch for himself, he would be at around the level 2 bounty, so he would be perfectly fine. He has gotten quite a lot of sheep to work with. He's got 2 on this scout, and the other scout has more. I think the other scout that was on the right side, yeah, this one has 7 on it. Meanwhile, for Core, he's got 5 sheep to work with. Not great, not terrible, but given the fact that he's only playing with 1 scout, that's a great start. 1 scout against Rus is a little ambitious and a little risky, because if the Rus player is able to secure most of that bounty, that's going to be dangerous. So oftentimes when you play against the Rus, you go for a 2nd scout, just so that you can contest the hunt a little easier. Of course, Szalami didn't go for a hunting cabin here, because he's going for the early dock. So whenever you're doing this on a hybrid map, you have to decide between the hunting cabin or the dock. Usually the Rus player decides to go for the dock, so no hunting cabin, which means that the 2nd scout was added from the town center and not from a hunting cabin. Core, as you see, he already has 279 food, and that's what I was referring to. When you have the fishing eco and when you have the berries, your food eco will be so good that you will need to get a lot of gold early to be able to compensate for the fact that you have a ton of food eco, yet you haven't started mining gold yet. So if you go for berries like this, and you also have some fishing eco, you have to start mining gold as soon as possible, because that's going to be the resource that's bottlenecking you from getting to feudal age. Now, it looks like the balance will be just fine here for Core, so he was able to recover. He's going to have a little bit of an unbalance here. You see, he already has the food, but not the gold to go up. But almost perfect, and he can go up with the economy wing in a matter of seconds. Meanwhile, on the other side, for Szalami, he's got the gold, of course, because he has gotten that from the bounties at 225, so just a little short of that tier 2. And he's got the Lodya fishing boats working for him now. I mentioned this in the previous show match I casted in this map. The Lodya fishing boats were changed, so now they cost 2 population, they are much more expensive. Generally speaking, they basically were converted into 2. What does that mean? It means that basically they took 2 Lodya fishing boats and merged that into 1. So now these guys gather faster, but they are basically worth 2 of the previous Lodya fishing boats. So they take 2 population, they cost twice as much. This way, the Rus player is basically going to have a comparable fishing eco to what they used to have in the previous version of the game, but it's going to be much more difficult to flood the opponent with Lodya attack ships because you have less fishing ships to convert. Szalami is moving up with a villager here, will be discovered by Core. Szalami definitely wanted to sneak a dock on the opponent. Speaking of sneaking docks, there is going to be Core attempting a dock on the right side. One thing that Core does not know is that Szalami is not on this pond. Szalami is on the pond on the north. Szalami will try to place that dock, but I would be very surprised if he could get it up. Actually, he's got a scout nearby. So Core won't be able to stop this. This is concerning for Core. Because now you see that Szalami will be able to get that dock up. Core doesn't have a combat ship to kill this villager just yet, so the dock is definitely going up. And the other concern right now for Core is that he isn't able to contest the opponent's fishing eco, and now Szalami is doing something very clever. He's moving one fishing ship to the left side here. This is going to be taking shorefish, which is not ideal, but it's going to give line of sight to Szalami. So the moment Core tries to sneak a dock on the enemy, Szalami will spot that. That's very nice. On the right side, you're going to have an untouched fishing eco for Core though, and I don't think Szalami has found this just yet. First Dao coming in for Core. The response will be a Lodya attack ship here from Szalami. Left-hand side pond is completely uncontested for the time being. Fresh foodstuffs on the way for Core as well. He's also mining stone, so second town center is not impossible. Golden Gate up for Szalami. It looks like he's also sending villagers to gold. Looking at his resources, it's not impossible for him to just go for a fast castle style approach here. And that's a possibility for Core as well if you look at those resources. First Lodya attack ship now coming out. The Dao is going to respond to this aggression. So far not a single fishing ship lost here for Core, but he's going to have some idle time on those. He should garrison the low HP fishing ship into the dock here, try and save it. For now, the attack ship is slowly taking out the fishing eco, still no casualties on the side of Core. He has the berries to work with if he loses some of his fishing eco. So far, he loses one fishing ship. There's a second Lodya attack ship now coming in for Szalami. No second Dao, however, for Core. Core is going to take this one combat ship down, it seems. He's going to have to flee towards the corner. And it looks like he's getting away, only losing one fishing ship. But of course, there is going to be new pressure coming in here from Szalami. And Szalami just wants to make sure that his opponent cannot really fish. Even if he can't kill the fishing ships, just making sure that the opponent can't safely fish is already an accomplishment. Szalami getting close to that castle age mark, and you see, Core is going to have to pull off his Dao once again. The good news and sort of the saving grace for Core here is that he's got untouched fishing on the right side, and that's where the cheap docks for the Abbasids come into play. You can just drop docks everywhere and do a little bit of fishing on every single pond. No fishing on the left side just yet. Now for Szalami, it looks fairly obvious that he's going into Castle Age straight away. He's just going to use the Golden Gate to sell food soon. Looks like most of the fishing ships here for Core have been either cleaned up or forced back into the dock. And there is going to be a sneaky forward tower by Szalami. That wooden fortress is going to be difficult to get rid of for Core, especially given the fact that he has no idea that it's being built right now. There's one scout for him, that's the only scout he has, but it's damaged. So he ran back into his base, he was pushed back by Szalami's scouts. Looks like the Lodya attack ship here from Szalami is getting cleaned up. And now, no new attack ship coming in, instead it's extended lines being researched on this dock. So Szalami isn't going to pressure that fishing pond anymore from Core. Core is dropping TC number 2 and he's getting ready for Castle Age as well. No new combat ships for Szalami, but Szalami himself, he needs to start selling food and get to Castle Age because he's just waiting for that food to pile up that he can sell on the Golden Gate. He can already sell 300 if he wants to. Now he's got 400 to sell, so everything is set for him to go to Castle. The tower is up. This is something that Core still didn't notice because Szalami didn't garrison the tower. Of course, Core can fall back to the other wood line, so it's not a disaster to lose this one, but definitely not ideal. Core is now going up with the culture wing, and on the other side, Szalami seems a little AFK. That's because he was trying to focus on the right side, trying to get a dock up there. I wonder if he has seen the dock from the enemy, but there's no way he did. So he probably just wanted to expand his own fishing eco. The villager was discovered by Core, so now Core can send in a couple of combat ships here. And as we get closer to Castle Age, we could see some Buglass hitting the field. Those are newly buffed Buglass, so they are way better than they used to be. Abbey of the Trinity coming in right now for Szalami. He's building that with 13 villas, so quite a rush towards Castle. He's also gotten a hunting cabin for himself, so he could get wheelbarrow. Has a quite decent fishing eco. If you look at the incomes per minute, way better for Szalami. That's the Lodya fishing ship power out there. On the other side, There is still some attack ships from Szalami trying to contest the fishing eco. It looks like Core is able to clean this up. Additional sails now on the way for Szalami, so he still wants to maintain some water pressure. On the left side, there is no sign of naval engagements, and on the right side, looks like Szalami is now aware of that dock from the enemy, because he's coming in with the Lodya attack ship. No response from Core just yet. Core has seen the dock, but he hasn't added a single combat vessel just now. Szalami is up into Castle Age, he's grabbing some warrior monks, wants to start going for relics. Currently 55 eco for Szalami, Core is at 53. So, despite having that 2 town centers, that never really materialized. Looks like all the upgrades are coming in on this front dock for Szalami for now. There is no Buglas just yet. Now he's going to have the fishing geek on the right side contested, and he's going to have to start dropping some Buglas over here to fight this one off. Once he's got those out, those will be able to repel the Lodya attack ships for the time being. First fishing ship goes down. The problem here for Core is that his food income per minute will just plummet, as you see those fishing ships all getting pushed back to the dock. So there's going to be no hope for Core to get a good fishing eco going here, because he got his fishing eco ravaged on the southern part of his map, and now on the right side, most of his fishing eco is also going down, and Szalami is aware of the fishing ships fleeing to the north. Here comes the first Bugla, and as you see, Core is also adding some men-at-arms and some crossbows, so he's gonna have some land presence, and that's not something that Szalami has. Szalami is going full on the water control, so it could come in as a nasty surprise for him that he's encountering men-at-arms and crossbows on the battlefield. Now the tower has arrow slits emplacements on it, and this is where Core is going to start pulling off the villagers. Loses 3 villagers in the process, though. The 4th villager from Szalami, having some suicidal thoughts, tried to burn down that lumber camp for a brief moment. Now places a forward house right next to the wood line of the opponent. Well, take it as you will. Szalami has 1 Lodya demolition ship hidden in the mist, and he's ready to jump on that Bugla. The Bugla has no idea, and the demolition ship could now open up. Looks like it's going to ignore the Bugla, now coming in from 2 directions. One is going to pop, the second one also popped, but they weren't able to deliver big hits on that Bugla. Bugla, of course, having some arrows to fire, aside from the ballistas, definitely helps against those Lodya demolition ships. So, while the Buglas are going to be weaker than Hawks when it comes to dealing with Lodya attack ships or just generally against the ballista ships of the opponent, those extra arrows that the Buglas fire, those are immensely helpful dealing with the demolition ships. And that might have been a lifesaver here for Core. He still has his Bugla heavily damaged. Now that's going to be a new attack ship coming out. We've gotten some upgrades in for Szalami for those combat ships, but he's still lacking clinker construction on those. So the Lodya attack ship's still only 400 HP, which means that the Buglas can easily deal with them, given that they turn around and fire. Battering rams now being added by Core back at home. 60 eco for Core. Szalami is sitting at 66. Szalami's fishing eco was never harassed, and that's something that he's leveraging big time. On the left side, Core is adding some more fishing eco though. Oh, demolition ship by Szalami. He's not done yet on the southern pond. He's grabbing clinker construction right now. He's about to sink the fishing eco. Perfect pop, look at that. He's going to knock out 3 fishing ships with that demo. That's exactly what he needed. And now he's putting in another demo on the right side. That's going to sink the Bugla. And Szalami is just dominating the waters. Or he's got some wood to work with, but he isn't consistently adding combat ships here. And this is one of the things with this map. You have so many places to focus to. Right now, Core is making a land army. He's cleaning up this tower. He has to fight on this pond. He has to fight on the right-hand side pond. Make sure that he isn't getting attacked on the left-hand side pond. This is a very, very APM heavy map, because you have to focus at like 5 different places, basically all the time. This is really macro heavy. Much more macro heavy than an Arabia game, for example. New demolition ship now coming in here for Szalami. The Lodya attack ships will take a lot of time to take down docks. You could use the demolition ships to damage those docks heavily, and then it's going to be much easier for your attack ships to take it down. As you see, only a couple of demolition ships are needed to take down those docks. Looks like this tower never really came to life for Core in that stealth forest. Behind this one, Szalami is picking up relics. He already has 3 back at home, and he's bringing back the 4th one. He won't be able to garrison that into the Abbey, so he's gonna have to drop it in the monastery. And now we're seeing some men-at-arms and crossbows hit the field as well for Szalami. The southern pond, empty for Core. The right-hand side pond, empty. He still has some fishing eco on the left side, that's uncontested. 67 Eco versus 71, so that's that even, but Szalami is going into Imperial. That's what the untouched fishing eco gives you. A massive, massive amount of food that you can use to get to Imperial. His opponent is not super far away. I mean, Core has got 700 food, 400 gold in the bank, and he just invested into a fairly sizable army. But if he wants to fight, he has to fight this one right now. Crossbows versus men-at-arms for both players here. He's going to see the high armory. He knows that his opponent is going up. It is going to be men-at-arms versus men-at-arms, crossbows versus crossbows, but reinforcing this battle is much easier for Szalami. There is going to be a warrior monk coming in here to bless the forces of Szalami. Looks like both sides will lose most of their men-at-arms. Crossbows will trade off rather evenly. Scouts are even being sent in by Szalami to draw away some crossbow fire. The Imperial Age is going to be in there. That wasn't even a question for Szalami, I think. He had enough to stop this one. So now it's Imperial Age, and I do see some mangonels being queued up by Core. He needs to take down those crossbows with that. He's nowhere close to Imperial himself, and it looks like he wants to go for a full Castle Age play here. Warrior Monks join the fun, though, and as I said, reinforcing this battle is much easier for Szalami. Looks like Szalami is going to try and get a conversion in here, potentially. Warrior Monk isn't popping the conversion yet. He could have tried converting all these crossbows. Looks like he's just going to use the Warrior Monk as a melee unit. Oh, that's sad. He could have tried a conversion. So now you are seeing the effect of that discrepancy in the ecos. That's 1700, 1800, 2000 food per minute for Szalami, as opposed to 1000 food per minute for Core. That's the difference maker here. This is what allows Szalami to get to Imperial, and really, the fact that his fishing eco is completely untouched matters so much here. Whereas for Core, his own fishing eco was harassed left and right. He's now building up some on the left side, but by the time that really starts to kick in, it's going to be a little too late. He's still stuck in Feudal Age, or excuse me, Castle Age. Now he could send a couple of villagers to berries, which would be a nice emergency solution to get some more food for himself. But the thing that he desperately needs now is Imperial Age, and above all, time, really. Because he doesn't have time here. And he's got 84 villagers, or 84 workers as opposed to 76. 2 town centers is nice, but you also have to consider that your opponent is going to have a pretty decent food eco from fishing, so a 1 TC build here for Szalami is just as good as the 2 TC build of the opponent. Gotta love this move here from Core, by the way. He was able to sneak out a couple of villagers, and that's going to help a lot for his food eco. Szalami's got a ton of food in the bank. Core is piling up food as well. He's got the berries working still. He's got some fishing ships still operational, but as the dog gets taken down, those will also fall. Battering Ram was sent out by Core to try and burn down this tower. The tower is on fire. I wonder if Szalami is gonna pull a villager to repair it or just let it burn down. Kids, this is how forest fires start. Having a tower burn down in the middle of a stealth forest. Looks like Core wants to move out here. He's got 3 mangonels, but you gotta respect those long-range springles that are coming out for the Rus here. As you see, the range upgrades are all in. So roller shell triggers in, the unique upgrade for the Rus also in. So the springles that pop out will have 30.5 range, as you see over there, which means that they can snipe down those mangonels very easily. Forward castling that stealth forest coming in for Core, that would act as a great buffer for him, slowing down the enemy's advance. And he's not far away from Imperial. If he can balance his eco a tiny bit, get some more gold, he could get to Imperial with the military wing or even the trade wing, although trading on this map is not so relevant, I would say. Looks like he's taking down that tower. Szalami has to be careful. He's got some Imperial Age upgrades, but the Mangonel fire is now opening up on his forces, and the first volley is decimating the numbers of Szalami. Second volley coming out for the Mangonels right now. It looks like only 1 Mangonel fires. Springles of Szalami taking down the first Mangonel, though. Second Mangonel heavily damaged. And it looks like this volley is going to get some more damage done on the Streltsy. But as you would expect, Castle Age army versus Imperial Age army, this is not a fight that Core could take. He tried it. He tried neutralizing the Sacred Site, because remember, Szalami had 3 Sacred Sites. I wasn't keeping track of how long he had those Sacred Sites, but given the fact that he had Warrior Monks roaming the map for a long time, and he has 5 relics, by the way, I would think that Szalami had those Sacred Sites for long, and now he's going to find the villagers on the left side. It's all about that economy war now. Szalami with a completely untouched fishing eco. He leveraged that to have a great Castle Age time, and now he's got the relics. He's got 5 relics working there, as we have a bit of a face-off on the berries. Streltsy once again opening fire. Core is down to 100 population. Szalami sitting at 123. 83 villagers for Szalami. Core is sitting at 92. So Core's eco on paper is better, and he's going into Imperial. But now we are facing a very strong Rus late-game unit composition. One of the deadliest late-game compositions of the game for the Rus. So long-range Springolds, Streltsy, the chance to add Horse Archers, the chance to add the Knights, which are also very powerful for the Rus. Looks like the castle on the left side is going to protect most of those villagers, or is it? The Streltsy will just ignore the castle fire, kill all the villagers, and then just say, okay, I'm out of here. Looks like one Streltsy gets away here, or is he? Yep, one Streltsy is getting away. All the villagers were slain on the north from Core. For now, it looks like Szalami is assembling his forces in the middle. Military wing, 60% completed for Core. He's setting up farms, though, and that's never a good sign. And the thing that's concerning for him is that this dock was never cleaned up. Which means that even though he's adding new fishing ships on this pond, it's once again something that could be raided or just simply attacked by the opponent. And that's the key difference between the players. Szalami has an untouched fishing eco back at home, and his opponent has basically quite a lot of possibilities to be attacked on this pond on the south. On the left side, he's safe, but on that southern pond, there's always an option for Szalami to raid that fishing eco, and that means that Core's food income is way less consistent compared to Szalami's one. Core finds a way up to Castle Age, or Imperial Age though, and he's grabbing the Phalanx upgrade. I wonder if there's going to be a lot of Spearmen being added here. Springolds are rolling up. Oh, yep, Szalami mismicroed those for a brief moment. Now he's coming in though. I thought he just accidentally misclicked with them, but it looks like he's using them as pretty much scouts. The elite men-at-arms of the Rus are now pushing up, not something that you see every day. They'll be supported by quite a lot of Streltsy, and suddenly, this is a fight that Core doesn't want to take. He cannot even take this. Szalami knows that his opponent is up to Imperial, so if he wants to fight, now is the time to do it. Because if Core is allowed to get his Imperial Age technologies in, suddenly the battle could be more even than it is right now. First range gets burned down here. We do have a boot camp coming in. Elite Men-at-Arms is coming out on this one. So that should finish before the building gets taken down. You still need something against the Streltsy, and you still need something against the Springolds, though. And that's a concern right now, especially for Core, who is losing his fishing eco at the back, and this is the concern here, as I said. His fishing eco is still exposed to aggression, and that makes his food eco much weaker compared to his opponent's food eco. We have one mangonel out here, second mangonel is being built by Core, but how is he going to deal with those Springolds? The Springolds will just snipe down all of those mangonels out there. He wants a defensive castle, but he isn't going to get it. The men-at-arms and the Streltsy are ready. The villagers will have to be called off here. He tried the castle, that didn't work. This castle isn't gonna work either. There's a mangonel setting up here for Szalami. He unleashes the first volley, takes down most of the villagers. Second volley could finish off what's left of those villagers building the castle, and that's a big fail, not a castle. Men-at-arms are now pushing out elite upgrade on them. Two mangonels out here, but the first volley of the Springold fire will take down the mangonel. Second mangonel gets taken down by the Springolds. That's the power of the Rus here. Being able to take down those mangonels before they were able to get a single shot out. Now it looks like the Men-at-arms will try to jump on the mangonels and the Springolds, but the Streltsy will just say thank you, because they'll remain in a stationary position, firing up on those Men-at-arms. Tower here helping out. Trebuchet even. But the key thing here is just numbers game. And the Streltsy being there is also something that's immensely helpful. Looks like Core lives to see another day here at least. Because while his opponent was distracted cleaning up most of those men-at-arms, at least he was able to get the castle up. 74 eco for him though. Szalami is sitting at 98. And if you look at the resource income, Core is out of gold. His opponent has a ton of gold to work with. He's got 5 relics and all the map control in the world. Even 2 sacred sites. Whereas for Core, he's gonna have to fight for his gold mine. There is a backup gold mine on the right side as well, but he has so limited map control that he's just struggling to access any gold. And you see, Szalami has done something very smart. He's got towers covering these gold mines. Like this one, for example. Where is the tower at? Yeah, this one. He knows if his opponent is moving towards those gold mines. And he's going to react appropriately. So now that he's going to see these villagers on gold, I'm fairly certain he sees them. Indeed, he does. He should send in some of his forces this way. For now, he's trapping down the castle in the base of Core. 81 army for Szalami. Core is sitting at only 32. No sign of a counterattack just yet from him. He's massing mostly spearmen. I don't think that's gonna work. I mean, men-at-arms, Streltsy, that's not gonna work at all. He's low on gold, so obviously he doesn't have a ton of options here. And Spearman might be his best option. I don't really know. Because archers wouldn't work either. He just needs gold, plain and simple. And now his gold miners will be found by the man-at-arms. The tower gets taken down. And once again, there is nowhere to go to mine gold. He's going to try to flee to the right side, but this is something that Szalami is aware of as well. Szalami is just cornering his opponent so perfectly here. He knows very well that his opponent is struggling for resources. And the key thing is that Szalami's line of sight is spectacular. Look at Szalami's vision across this map. He sees like 70% of the map every single moment. He knows every move that Core is making outside his base, and now Szalami isn't messing around. That's going to be 8 trebuchets, unleashing a volley on that castle. Forward castle also coming in here for Szalami. That's gonna be the last hurrah of Core here, but feels like an impossible push, because the Streltsy by themselves should be enough to deal with this infantry. With a man-at-arms meat shield in front, that's not even gonna be a question, probably. Here comes the push. Core is trying to jump on the trebuchets. He loses the castle, but upon seeing all the Streltsy and the man-at-arms, he is going to tap out. And with that, Szalami takes the show match 3-2. Some spectacular games we have seen, to be honest, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm borderline addicted to these new maps. It's gonna be very different and very difficult going back to the old maps of Age of Empires 4 and just saying, you know, French Pass, Mountain Pass, because, not gonna lie, it is just so entertaining to watch these unique maps. Not every single game is going to be spectacular, of course. It's impossible for all games to be epic, but let's not lie. These games, these are super entertaining on these new maps. Hopefully, we're going to get the spring patch out very soon, and we're going to see these new maps in the live builds as well. Thank you so much for watching once again. Hopefully you have enjoyed this one. I'm more than happy to receive feedback on these games. Did you like them? Did you hate them? Because obviously, I'm more than happy to arrange a couple more matches like this one so that you guys can enjoy these custom maps a little longer. And a huge shout out. This is something that I wasn't able to do, and I, to a certain extent, forgot doing this while I was casting. Huge shout out to everybody working on custom maps, because these guys are legends. In just a couple of days, they're making functional, good, and entertaining maps out of nowhere. And as you see, these maps really deliver entertainment. So huge shout out to everybody working on these custom maps, especially the guys that did these maps. But of course, huge shout out to everybody that's working on them, because we might have some unpublished maps that are going to be epic. They're just not finished yet. So thank you so much for watching. And once again, huge shout out to everybody working on those maps. Great work, guys.